did we discuss?
We talked about Samyoga and how Patanjali gives different causes to the suffering, and Avidya in the first pada, in the second pada, in the first were Klesha mainly, and now it says that it's the conjunction between Purusha and Prakriti.
Yes, so we discussed all the 8 different ways that we were trying to understand why did this Sanyoga happen. We discussed the meaning of Darshana in the last session. What is the importance of Darshana to see this Sanyoga? Yes, what is the meaning of Adarshana? Just write the meaning of Adarshana. Adarshana, Adarshana, Darshana. Vidya, Avidya. Adarshana due to Avidya. गुणों का दर्शन ही अदर्शन है. Being able to see the 3 gunas, participating in the play of the 3 gunas, sattva, raja, tamas, is adarshana first. And whatever is seen, having an ownership on what is being seen, that is adarshana. That means whatever I see, I can possess it. I can own it. Being able to see the modifications of 3 gunas. Being able to see different modifications of 3 gunas. One samskara which has surfaced up is giving rise to different samskaras if instead of being destroyed by the penance of the moment. One samskara which has surfaced up in the moment. Whatever that samskara is, instead of being roasted by the fire of tapa in the present moment, that one samskara, one thought, giving birth to many other and compelling one to act. So, not closing the transaction, but continuously going on to engaging and engaging. There is no further end to this. Not able to see through discrimination, viveka khyati. We saw na darshanam iti adarshanam, not being able to see. How we understand darshana? When we understand what is adarshana. So, we discussed in the previous part of the session that knowledge, when we say, I have the knowledge, we say there is sanyoga of Purusha and Prakriti. Because with knowledge, there comes Dvaita or duality. So, knowledge is not the direct cause of liberation, but indirect cause of liberation. We see knowledge as indirect cause of liberation. The moment there is knowledge, there is Dvaita, duality. So, from I know to who I am, I and I know. this brings, to one of the very interesting conversations between Sir J. Krishnamurti and Osho during that time. So Osho had claimed to know that I have mastered my senses. I have known that all that I need to know. I am liberated. What did he say? I have mastered my senses. I am liberated. The senses cannot do anything. They are in my palms. They are very much in my hands. So J. Krishnamurti said to him, if you say you're liberated, you're not, sir, because you cannot hold the waters of the ocean in your palm and say, I have the ocean in my palm. The moment you separate the water from the ocean, it simply stays water. And it is said, Osho became very furious in that moment. He said, you're a very, very cruel person. And saying that, he left. So, such is the vastness of the consciousness that one who knows will never claim, I know. Only I shall be there. I know shall not be there. Just contemplate on this, what we have discussed for a minute. Allow it to be slowly absorbed. I will once again read the Sanskrit commentary. Just absorb in it. Close your eyes, what we have discussed. पुरुषः स्वामी दृश्येन स्वेन दर्शनार्थः संयुक्तः तस्मात् संयोगात् दृश्यस्योप उपलब्धिस्य भोगः यातु दृष्टुः स्वरूप उपलब्धि सोपवर्गः दर्शनकार्य दर्शनः संयोगः इति दर्शनं वियोगस्य कारणम् उक्तम्. What is the reason? Karanam uktam. Tell me what is the reason. Says the previous philosophy. Darshanam adarshana prati dvidvantiti adarsanam sayoga nimitta uktam natra darshanam moksha karanam adarsanam abhava deva bandha bhavah samoksha iti darshanasya bhave bandha karanasya darshanasya nasha ityato darshana jnana kaivalya karanam uktam. किंचेदम दर्शनम नाम किम गुणाधिकारः आहोस्विद दृष्टिरूप स्वामिनो दर्शित विषयस्य प्रधान चित्तस्य अनुपादः स्वस्वामिन् दृश्ये विधीयन्तो दर्शन अभावः किमर्थवत्ता गुणानाम् अर्थविद्या स्वचिच्चेतः सह निरुद्ध स्वचित्तयसो उत्पत्ति बीजam. So we discussed in the last session that the chitta is constantly going through laya pralaya. The buddhi is going through pralaya. When does it go through pralaya? When we fall asleep. But when we fall asleep, then why there is no sense of or embodiment of liberation? The state at which there is pralaya, this points our attention to the state at which there is pralaya, buddhi or mahat, the state at which it goes into pralaya is very, very important. If you are a knower, if you have viveka khyati, you have the discrimination. In that state, with knowledge, when you get or enter into pralaya, experience is possible. But when we enter into the state of chitta pralaya, what is happening? The chitta is vyutthana chitta, filled with vrittis and thoughts. So when we fall asleep, we again tend to wake up and rise up to them. And same is the cycle of birth and death. The next sutra will tell us. Why there is birth and death? Because before the conclusion of life, what is the avastha of the chitta, especially the buddhi tattva. We saw it is the buddhi tattva that takes or is the reason for rebirth again and again, again and again. So what is its state before it enters into pralaya? We discussed, like we will see now, that the goal of the pradhana is to provide the purusha with moksha. Bhoga and moksha, both are a choice. The source of this samyoga is not known, but the end of this samyoga is in our hands. Let's see further. The fifth reason it says, Kim swasti sanskar kshaye gati samskar abhivyakti yatredam muktam pradhanam sthitaiva vartamanam vikara कारणद प्रधानम स्यात् तथा गतैव वर्तमानं विकारं नित्यं त्वदा प्रधानं स्यादुभयथा चापस्य प्रवृत्तिः प्रधान व्यवहारं लभते नान्यथा कारणन्तरेष्वपि कालन्तेष्वप समानार्थश्चयः दर्शन शक्तिरेव अदर्शनम् इत्येके प्रधानस्य आत्मख्याति रूप प्रवृत्तिः इति श्रुतेः सर्वबोध अबोध सामर्थ्य प्राक प्रवृत्ते पुरुषो न पश्यति सर्व कार्य कारण समर्थ दृश्यं तदा न दृश्यत इति उभयस्य अप्यदर्शनं धर्म इत्येके तत्रेदं दृश्यस्य स्वात्मभूतम् अपि पुरुष प्रत्यक्ष अपेक्षं दर्शनं दृश्य धर्मत्वेन भवति तथा पुरुषस्य आत्मभूतम् अपि दृश्य प्रत्ययेक्षं पुरुष धर्मत्वेन दर्शनम् अभावसते दर्शन ज्ञानमेवा दर्शनमिति केचिद् भवति अधिगति इत्येते शास्त्रगता विकल्पाः तत्र विकल्प बहुमत्येव पुरुषाणां गुणसंयोगे साधारण विषयम्. So if I am not able to liberate myself in this birth, when I have the knowledge and opportunity to have the darshana, how is it possible for me to say, I don't want moksha in this birth, I will go for it the next birth. जो इस जन्म में नहीं हो पाया, वो अगले जन्म में क्या ही होगा हमसे. What could not be fulfilled when we had the three. What is the three? First, manushya janma, a human birth. In human birth, manushyatva, sound mind and humanity. With manushyatva, guru. All these things, when they were there in the present birth, when we were listening, and that time, because of the lack of our efforts, we could not do it. What is the guarantee? We say, I will help myself liberate the next birth. So here they have given an example of a person, a transgender, who is married to a woman, and the woman says, when will I beget a son? So the transgender says, after my death, you shall have the son. They've literally taken this example in the Yoga Sutra, that one who was important to produce a child while alive. How is it possible that after the death of that person, the child would be begetted? So this is taken in a very neutral sense, very lightly, in case of discussing the birth and death. So what do we see here? If we couldn't take efforts and liberate ourselves in this birth, what is the possibility of doing it in next birth? Zero chances. Here we have the environment, we have the opportunity, and most of our samskaras have exhausted. Some strong samskara of moksha has risen up the moment you have arrived in Rishikesh. And that samskara is so strong, just because you took the step to study further, it has started helping you with more energy to move towards moksha. Certainly, you no more are a person who is behind dharma, artha and kama. We are discussing moksha shastra. So your samskaras are also very strong, because of which what you have started, you're able to continue. By your effort and your choice is important here. So the sutra says, if it would have not been possible in this birth, how is it going to be possible in the next birth? So adarshana is the cause of sanyoga. Not able to see, viveka khyati. Knowledge of all things occur when Purusha comes together with Prakriti. You can write knowledge occurs, and knowledge is the sign of Sanyoga. Out of knowledge also, which knowledge are we saying? Knowledge of Dharma, Artha, Kama, not the Moksha. We saw the knowledge for Moksha is the oil lamp, the lamp, the cotton wick which burns itself and assimilates into light. Similarly, this knowledge will conclude itself as the seeker attains moksha. तो प्रधान की असली प्रवृत्ति है मोक्ष देना. The goal of pradhana is to give moksha. But we continue to be in bhoga. Even if we are in bhoga, the pradhana says you enjoy as many births as you want. Again and again you are going to meet two. Happiness and suffering, happiness and suffering, happiness and suffering, again and again. The nature of bhoga does not change. So the cause of sanyoga, finally then, what is it after so many points that we saw? Swachitta se vishishta avidya. The cause of the sanyoga is avidya through my chitta. Ignorance from my end.
Can you repeat, G? I didn't get
Yes.
this.
स्वचित्त से विशिष्ट अविद्या यही कारण है. From one's own ignorance is the sanyoga. Lack of the power of seeing. To see is to discriminate. Discriminate between what? The knower and the known? Yes, Sneh. You are not audible to us. Discrimination, viveka khyati, between, yes, real and unreal. What is static, what is dynamic. Who am I and where am I? As long as these two questions are not a constant vritti in the chitta, who am I and where am I? Instead of knowing these two, whatever else we want to know in life, everything is avidya, ignorance. What does this Moksha Shastra say? Who am I and where am I? Apart from these two questions, whatever I want to know is avidya. And all our great guru says, there is nothing more worth knowing than these two, because lifetime is very, very short. If it does not happen this birth, when some of my spiritual deed, the samskara is strong in this month, that I in this phase of life, where I'm listening to this Moksha Shastra. If in this birth, when I'm so close and I do not make it, what is the possibility that in the next birth I shall? तो in Hindi we say स्वरूप उपलब्धि के संयोग को भोग उपलब्धि में लगा देना. स्वरूप उपलब्धि, the use of this sanyoga to know the self, taking the pradhana as the mirror to know oneself. Instead of that, we want to know what it is. And the more we want to know, the more it constantly changes. The more it constantly changes, more the mind fluctuates. So, moment there is desire to know, there is attachment. With attachment occurs anger, says Bhagavad Gita. From anger occurs delusion, confusion. Because when you're angry, you cannot think. From this delusion, what happens further? Smriti Bhransha, destruction of memory. From destruction of memory, the human perishes. Says the Bhagavad Gita. We just quoted it in between. So, Sanyog is the reason for the dukkha that we have proven here. When it has happened, we cannot say why it has happened. It is important to know. And therefore, we move on to the next sutra. Tasya heturavidya.
तस्य हेतुर्विद्या
Tasya heturavidya.
तस्य हेतुरविद्या
Tasya, of it. We are saying he, hetuhan and hanopay. Tasya, of the conjunction, yoga, hetu, the cause is avidya or ignorance. Viparita jnana. What is viparita jnana? Viparita.
अज्ञान
Jnana other than who am I and where am I is known as viparita jnana. विपरीत ज्ञान, मैं कौन हूं, मैं कहां हूं, इसके विपरीत जो भी ज्ञान है उसी की वासना अविद्या है. दैट इज अविद्या. एंड हाउ इज दिस अविद्या? इट्स हिडन in the chitta. Just like you put 10 pots into the sea, you will see the pots and you will not see the water that it contains inside. The pots will contain, earthen pots will contain the water, but from outside, are you able to see the water inside the pot? No, you're just able to see the pot. So similarly, avidya which is within us is hidden. The body, the ghata, can be seen. Our body is similar to the earthen pot. मिट्टी से बनता है, मिट्टी में मिलता है. What it contains, when it is seen, we see what it contains is avidya. It cannot be seen explicitly from the outside. A careful critical inquiry through moksha shastras is needed for us to bring about a change in the working of our own mind. So, viparita jnana is the key term for tasya hetu ravidya. Viparita jnana. Apart from self, anything you want to know is viparita jnana. विपर्यायी ज्ञान की वासना से बुद्धि वासित हुई है. So, from this viparya jnana, the buddhi is completely covered in the moment. The cosmic intelligence is not able to spring up. The Viveka Khyati. What is the role of cosmic intelligence? To separate from the Purusha and Prakriti. कार्य, कर्तव्य और कर्ता का अंत जो पुरुष ख्याति है वो नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. कार्य, that which needs to be done. Kartavya, that which should be done. And karta, the one who is doer. The ending of this triad, which happens due to the viveka khyati, purusha khyati, knowing of purusha, that is not able to happen, that is not able to take place. Then what is this buddhi doing? Sadhikar punara punara avartate. Again and again with these gunas, it's taking birth, the buddhi, in different bodies, again and again with what it holds, it is taking birth. बुद्धि जन्म ले रही है और बुद्धि का नाश नहीं करना है, बुद्धि के वृत्तियों का नाश करना है. The buddhi is not to be destroyed, but the vrittis of the chitta are to be diminished. Let's see the bhashyam for this sutra. भाष्यम् यस्तु प्रत्येक चेतमस्य स्वबुद्धि संयोगः तस्य हेतुरविद्या विपर्यज्ञान अवश्येन्यत्यर्थः विपर्यज्ञान वासना वासिता न कार्यनिष्ठं पुरुषं ख्याति बुद्धिः प्राप्नोति साधिकारा पुनरावर्तते सा तु पुरुष ख्यातिर् अपर्यवासना कार्यनिष्ठां प्राप्नोति चरिताधिकारा निवृत्ता दर्शना बंध कारण भावन्न पुनरावर्तन्ते. अत्र कश्चित् षडकोपख्यानेनो द्वात्रयतिः मुग्धया भार्याया अभिधीयते षण्डकः आर्यपुत्र आप्तवती मे भगिनी किमर्थं नाहम् इति स तामः मृतस्ते अहम् अप्यु उपदीय शिष्यमि इति तदेव विद्यमानं ज्ञानं चित्त निवृत्तं न करोति विनिष्ठं कार्यस्थिति का प्रत्यक्षः तत्र आचार्य देशीयो वक्ति ननु बुद्धि निवृत्तिरेव मोक्षः अदर्शन कारणम् अभावात् बुद्धि निवृत्ति तच्चात् दर्शनं बंध कारणं दर्शनम् अनिवर्तन्ते तत्र चित्त निवृत्तिरेव मोक्षः किमर्थमस्थान एव स्वः मातृविभ्रमः. As we discussed, that which is not possible in this present birth will not be possible in the next birth. Therefore, this sutra says that the Purusha is therefore like a fish trapped in a net of its previous samskaras and karmas. Who says this? Swami Ramananda Saraswati says, Purusha is that like a fish which is trapped in the net of its own karma and samskaras. And the Purusha picks up where it left off in the previous birth with the help of the Chitta. So, we see the liberation, complete liberation happens only when the intelligence first provides the discrimination. The Mahat first provides the Viveka Khyati and then ceases to exist or ceases to act altogether. Which means you can say Viveka Khyati is the highest form of intelligence, highest potential of the mind, which does not cause bondage but causes separation. Between the Purusha and Prakriti. Like the fire destroys its own fuel. Like in the fuel, in the stick, the fire is hidden. When it is lit, the fuel itself, the fire, consumes all of its fuel. Similarly, this Viveka Khyati, this knowledge, also consumes, it completes with the knowledge of Purusha and Prakriti. So this bondage which has been caused will only be removed by the discriminatory aspect of intelligence. What causes liberation? The discrimination aspect of intelligence. Therefore, we say critically, whenever you're observing the world, whenever you see something, don't say, I am this. Instead, focus on, I am not this. Whatever which is changeable and is going to exhaust, you are not that. So this must be constant daily thought every day. Therefore, we say freedom of Purusha occurs with this discrimination. Thus, intelligence and knowledge are not the direct cause of liberation, but by removing ignorance, they are the indirect cause. Tatra Acharya Deshyo Vakta. In the last paragraph, we see Tatra Acharya. What kind of Acharya has said this? Some Acharya says that with the destruction of Buddhi, there is destruction of the ignorance. But we say Buddhi is not to be destroyed. The vrittis are to be destroyed. Which kind of Acharya? Acharya ki lakshan. In Vayu Purana, Acharya or a teacher, from whose understanding should you study the Shastras? There are different kinds of teachers. Teachers who are beginners, teachers who have knowledge and experience, teachers who have embodied what they are teaching, and teachers who have studied, embodied, and left and ensured the students have attained the goal of the Shastra. So, Vayu Purana says, Achinoti cha shastrartham acharye cha sthapyati swayam acharyate yasmat acharyastena uchyate. Achinoti cha shastrartham. The teacher who has studied the Shastras from the Guru in lineage, in parampara, sitting in front of the teacher. That is face to face with the teacher. In the presence of the teacher. Acharya cha sthapyate, and what has been studied, that has been established in the intellect, heart of the teacher. Swayam acharyate, in every action it is reflected. Even when the teacher is not teaching, the Guru Prasada, the Jnana Prasada is reflected in everything. Because the teacher cannot speak of anything else apart from the moksha. Yasmad acharyastena uchyate. That is an acharya. Why it was needed to discuss who is saying this buddhi ka nash? Because a new teacher will feel, oh, buddhi needs to be destroyed. Mahat needs to be eradicated altogether. We say, no. Knowledge is not to be destroyed. Certain kind of knowledge is to be destroyed. Certain needs to be kept with us until we reach the goal. And why the reason for discussing the Acharya? Because every person, even the teacher, dependent on their vasanas, will understand or take the meaning of the Shastra. Therefore, we have so many commentaries. Depending on the vasanas of the teacher, how is the mind of the teacher while studying? What were the vasanas? What were the samskaras in the mind? If there was no right conduct at the societal level, if there was no purity of thoughts and excellence of character and virtues, such a teacher who is tangled in certain way, caught in the fishnet in certain way, is studying still. But while teaches, the knowledge also has the touch of the vasanas. So therefore, Yama Niyama, we will see forward now. After this, we will start with Ashtanga Yoga. High importance of Yama Niyama and excellence of character, because while teaching, Sage Patanjali understands that someday this student is going to be the teacher. So student can have vasanas, teacher cannot have vasanas. Students can come sometime and learn, but for the teacher, every moment, every word should be leading to the moksha, to the one who is listening. Whatever the teacher speaks, apart from the subject also, must somehow lead the other person or plant the seed of moksha or separation of viveka khyati. So that's the reason we have so many commentaries, because every teacher, as per their vasanas, took the meaning out. There is no need to write so many commentaries. No need. The need of the teacher is only to protect what has been received from the tradition and pass it on next without any addition. Simplification can be done in a certain language if required. No further addition and change of the meaning. Studying the Shastras as it is, what they want to say, instead of what we want to understand from it. We see in day-to-day life, one word spoken, two people take different meaning of the same word depending on the vasanas they have. So why we say Guru Shravana? Because if one is reading the text or the book, one may take the meaning according to one's vasanas. But if it is in Guru Sanidhya or listening or studying directly from the Guru, the correct meaning is also, or simplification or understanding of the Shastra is also given by the teacher. So, we say, हर व्यक्ति अपने वासनाओं के आधार पर शब्द का अर्थ लेता है. और आचार्य का काम क्या है? शास्त्र का लक्ष्य समझाना. What is the role of the acharya? To give us the goal of the shastra. And what is the goal of the shastra? Not bhoga, but apavarga. What is the lakshya? What is the goal of yoga shastra? Apavarga. Takes us towards moksha. So, as this viveka khyati, discrimination in day-to-day life increases, by Guru Shravana, listening from the Guru about the Shastra, Paravairagya develops. Vairagya starts flooding in the heart. As Vairagya increases, Tivrasana, a strong urge further to establish oneself in the self and know the self increases. It goes to such a level where Samadhi also falls off. Akusit dharma megha samadhi, japa tapa swasanskar se jo banti hai. Samadhi also falls off and is led towards Kaivalya. So we see Sage Patanjali has given 8 limbs. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. But Samadhi is not the goal of practice of yoga. The goal is Kaivalya. And Kaivalya happens through Atma Krupa, your own blessings through efforts, your own effort to bring yourself out of the net. Even if somebody else is trying to, you're jumping higher enough that you come out of the net. So your effort and the Guru's effort, and more purity you develop in the character, the entire universe and cosmos uplifts you in different ways. This is the understanding. Buddhi ke shuddhikaran ki upeksha hai. So what is expected from us as students? By the gurus, by the tradition. What is expected from you as a seeker of yoga? Buddhi ka shuddhikaran, purity first of the mind, of the heart. excellence in character and virtues. Because Prakriti is the one who gives moksha to the Purusha. See, Purusha is going to not understand who I am without a mirror. To see myself, I need a mirror. So Prakriti is that instrument of moksha. And for that which is seen, for whom does the Prakriti has to again and again play the act? This must be known to the Prakriti, when to stop. So both are mutually interdependent, Purusha and Prakriti. Karya Vilay, Swarupa Vilay. So just write the last part for today. 2 rows. Idam, this. Mama means I. And aham, mine and I. So idam, mama, by me, through me, mine, and aham, I. On the left side, write these 3. Idam, mama, aham. Make a downward facing arrow to it, next to it. And on the right side, change the order. Write aham, mama, idam. Aham, mama, idam. So from that which is outside, I am reached versus I am. That is why what is seen outside. On the right side, what you have made, make a upward facing arrow to it. Aham, mama, idam.
Sorry, G, I got lost on the translation of idam, mama, aham, and aham,
Yes.
mama, idam.
Yes. So, idam, this. Mama, in my possession. Aham, I. From this which is seen, the possession leading to the jada, the gross form of myself, feeding the ahamkara. So one aham, the ahamkara. Next, we see aham, me. Then, after aham, what have you written?
Mama.
Mama.
Mama. Mama, ignorance, avidya. Then, last, what have you written? Idam,
Idam.
all of this. We will conclude here for today. Reflect on this session. Important to go through this session again before we begin to. Jili session. Yes, we take the question.
Sorry, G, thank you very much. I'm just very, very, very confused right now. I think we said that about Samyoga, that Samyoga is caused by avidya, right? Okay, but Samyoga isn't the the coming together of Purusha and Prakriti. So how it's caused by ignorance, the fact that Purusha comes together with Prakriti. Like, I'm not getting the point if this is thinking that are separated is avidya, because at the end there is only one reality, or is another explain.
Yoga talks about two realities. It's a dualistic philosophy.
Yoga, yes, it's
So it's we will not look at this text from the Vedantic point of view. We will look
Okay.
at this as a dualistic. So Sanyoga in the Buddhi, how did we take whatever we see to be our possession? We cannot know. In this life, the goal is separation of these two, to be able to see them independently, then to see them together.
Get it. Thank you.
That is
Thank you.
dual. That's the reason it's a dualist philosophy. Both have to be individually realized, because two agents, Purusha and Prakriti, two realities have to be independently understood. That means we reach the goal. Hari. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently bow your head down. Feel grateful for this learning. When you're ready, gently lift your head up. Open your eyes. Extend your eyes. Namo Namaha. Dhanyavada. Thank you for sharing this session. I wish you a lovely, restful evening. Namaste.